Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Frankie McNellis about Honey Girls, available October 19th. Thank you so much for doing this. Welcome to the show.
Oh, no, thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, no, it's an exciting time. We'll get into the film, but for you specifically, acting, storytelling, when did you decide that was something you wanted to do?
When I was maybe 9 years old, I met my manager because I was in a singing competition, and she discovered me, and I told her that I wanted to be like all the big Disney stars. I wanted to be on TV and be just a star. And she was like, oh, you should try acting. So she sent me my first audition, and I just fell in love, and the rest is history. It all
Absolutely. No,
came along.
basically you're playing pretend for a living. That's what actors do.
It's just like playing a game. It's so cool.
Absolutely. And it's exciting. You know, we're going to snap our fingers and the film's going to be out, Honey Girls. What can you tell us about the film, and what can you tell us about your character in the film without kind of going into spoilers?
Yeah, no, the film's so fun. It was a lot of fun working on it too, but when you watch it, you're just going to see a lot of color and happiness, and it's really about like friendship and being better together. And there's this whole journey that you go on with the girls, and it's just so cool to watch and experience. And me playing the role of Alex is just so fun. She's so cool, and she's Tegan. So from the original Honey Girls that Build-A-Bear released years back, there was Tegan, Reese, and Viv. And Tegan, which is me, she's the purple tiger, and it's just so fun because Tegan and Alex have the same personality traits. So just getting to play like a bold character who's not afraid to try new things is just so cool.
Absolutely. Is it really cool to be part of a project that like is part of like such a big brand like Build-A-Bear? Like, if you thought about that, like that's pretty cool too.
It's insane because like growing up I had Build-A-Bears, so it's so cool to experience. And Build-A-Bear doing movies now, that's insane.
And you talked a little bit about, you know, colorful and everything. Have you thought about takeaways in terms of when they get to watch Honey Girls, what you're hoping they get out of it specifically, Frankie?
Well, I just hope when people watch it, they get to take away like the joy and just learn. There's a lesson you learn in the story, but I can't give too much away. You have to watch the movie to know.
Oh, absolutely.
But,
No, I think you did perfectly. It's really hard too to do these interviews where, you know, you're not sure sometimes what to say, what not to say.
Mhm. No, but it's just it's really about friendship and being better together and working together. Like multiple brains are so much better than one.
Yep.
So learning to work together is a really big part of it.
The film's obviously not out yet. It comes to the 19th of October, but obviously there's been, you know, a lot of excitement at your end, a lot of press and everything. And a lot of anticipation, of course. What's the family and friend reception been about this film so far? How's that all been for you?
It's just so cool. Everyone's so supportive, and we're all just so excited for the movie to come out. It's gonna be a lot of fun to just see myself on a screen, and everyone's just so supportive.
Absolutely. Were you kind of hoping, so obviously like, acting is something you're focusing on too, but have you ever thought down the road of maybe like writing and directing, going behind the camera, or is obviously acting something you're focusing on right now?
That would be really cool. Maybe in the future I could like. I know a lot of actors like direct the stuff they're on, or are producers on the stuff they're on, to have like more control over their characters, which is really cool. And I haven't really thought of it yet because I'm just kind of starting out, but that'd be really cool in the future for me.
Oh, absolutely. What was it like making the film? We talked about, you know, your character a little bit and all of that, and the Build-A-Bear connection and everything. But what was the experience like making this film?
Oh, it was so fun going to work every day. It wasn't even like going to work. It was just going to hang out with my friends. I really enjoyed it, and I just loved getting to work with everyone. And Ashanti's in it, so just getting to watch her on set is amazing already because I learned so much just by watching her. And same with our director, Trey Fanjoy. She's just an amazing person, and everyone's so amazing on that set. I love it.
I'm sure that's an interesting like situation and mindset too, because you're on set and you know working and you're doing the scenes and everything, but you're surrounded by all these amazing people. So it almost feels like school a little bit, where you're trying to learn and take in as much as you can, right?
Yeah, and the best part, there was like no stress on that set. It was just so fun. You know, everyone just made it such a great experience. So.
I'm curious what the mindset was like when you wrapped the film, because was it kind of because depending on the set, like what were kind of the days like? Were there a lot of days on set? Was it sporadic? Because like was the mindset like, oh, it's over, let's take a breather and then it comes out, or was it like, I want to make another movie, let's go right away?
No, immediately me and the girls started crying when they said that we wrapped, and then immediately we were like, when's the next one? We want to do another movie. we were ready to keep going. We didn't want it to end. It was
and I feel like you're gonna see that with a lot of different projects that you get to work on in the future as well. There's gonna be different emotions when you rap, because depending on like the character, it could be very overwhelming sometimes playing a certain character.
Yeah, see, with me, I love working. I hate the days that I'm off. Like, even the smallest things, if they say I'm off for a day, I'm like, can you try to fit in like a fitting for me or something? I just want to go to work.
It's interesting. I just talked to someone who said that recently. Like they always want to work.
Yeah, I hate not working. Like, I don't want to just sit at home and do nothing. I want to be doing the stuff I love all the time.
Well, that's a good segue. So that was one of the questions I wanted to ask you, right? Besides acting, what's interesting to you, like hobby wise, and like there's any other things besides acting that you're really into?
Well, I sing, of course, and I dance. So I do that a lot, and I also play instruments. So I play the piano, the guitar, and the bass and drums. And me and my dad actually play music together. So he's a musician. So that's another thing I like to do. I just play music with my dad when I'm not working, but I just love working. Like, acting's all I love to do.
It's all storytelling, though. Like that, if you think about it, you also mentioned dancing. Like you're just an overall storyteller. Like that's what you do.
This is all I do, and I love it. I can't imagine doing anything else.
Now, there's a big difference. I'm curious about the music aspect of things, because there's a big difference between these two things I'm going to ask you. What music do you enjoy listening to? And then what music do you enjoy performing and playing?
Ooh, that's hard. I really have a wide range of like musical influence, especially because my dad was like a big rock singer. So, with him, I play a lot of rock music. But for me, I really love like Carole King. Mm-hmm. I love playing her and listening to her, but I really enjoy playing her music on the piano because it's so hard but so fun. And I love listening to Ariana Grande, Tori Kelly, and just Broadway songs. I love Broadway songs too. There's just so much.
It's a good time for musicals right now.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of really good. Well, that's an interesting thing then. There's a lot of like adaptations to like Broadway musicals, and they're becoming like films, like Dear Evan Hansen recently. Is that something kind of on your list of things you maybe want to do one day, is like work on a musical? Have you thought about that at all?
Yeah, I actually just finished one. So it was very fun working on that. And it was 13 the musical. So it was it was just a really fun experience. And I just want to keep doing musicals like that. It's so fun. But like on Broadway musicals, that's another thing I want to try, but I've never gotten the chance to try yet. So
for sure.
Something I will do in the future for sure.
And we're talking about Honey Girls, of course, because I'm telling you, it's going to be a weird feeling. You're going to be doing all these interviews and you're going to be like talking to your friends about it, and then you're going to snap your fingers and it's going to be out.
I know. I'm so excited for it to be out and for people to see it. It's just going to be so cool.
Absolutely. Is there anything else, that you want to say specifically about this film, or in terms of, like whether it was learning experiences or whether it was, working with everyone? Like, is there anything you could tell us about this film working on that we might not know about? Like, so you said, your friends it was like working with your friends and everything. Did you meet all of them? Like, you didn't know them before, correct?
I actually knew the Honey Girls before. So me, Ava, and Aaliyah, we all knew each other because we were in a singing group together in the past. So I remember during our final rounds of auditions, during the chemistry read, we saw each other in like the little Zoom bubbles, and our reactions, because we were auditioning, we couldn't like freak out. So we were just like, we were looking at each other. We were just like, what do we do? We know each other. That's insane. And then the casting director and the director were like, oh, Frankie, Ava and Aaliyah know each other. And we were going to ask if you all could sing together. So they've sang together before, and I know this is weird throwing you in, but will you try? And then Aaliyah goes, "Oh no, we know Frankie too. She was in the group with us."
Wow.
So they even, before we even told them that we knew each other too, they also said we had the best chemistry, and it seemed like we were really good friends. And we were like, oh, little do they know, we're actually good friends.
That's amazing. That is so cool. That's awesome.
Really cool.
I wanted to thank you so much for coming on the show. It was really great chatting with you.
Oh no, thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
So October 19th, the film's going to be out.
Yes, October 19th.
And where can people follow you on social media to keep update with everything?
So my Instagram is Frankie McNellis, and same with Facebook. Twitter is McNellis Frankie. It's flipped. And TikTok, Frankie McNellis. They're all Frankie McNellis.
Amazing. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Frankie McNellis and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.